How's that? Hey, what's up everybody? I'm back with another Lightroom tutorial, and today we're talking about dodging and burning in Lightroom. When I used to hear dodging and burning, I used to think it was this super complicated and tedious process that you had to do in Photoshop, but turns out it's not, and there's a super easy way to do it in Lightroom. And all you really need to do it is just one simple tool. So let's open up the app and get started. Alright, so here's the photo that we're going to be dealing with today, and like I said, we're pretty much just going to be using one tool, but just to start off, I'm just going to do a couple basic edits in Lightroom just to get it ready for dodging and burning. And with that, we're going to go ahead and close this side panel, just so we can see the photo a little bit better. And we're just going to open up our brush tool, which is this tool all the way over here. And as you can see, there's a drop down menu and it gives you a ton of options, and it actually gives you some presets built into Lightroom. Two of these are burn, which means darken, and dodge, which means lighten. So right now I'm just going to select dodge, and we're just going to do some basic brightening up of some places in this photo. And that's pretty much what dodging and burning is just brightening up certain areas of a photo and also darkening certain areas of a photo to make your subject or whatever you're focusing on pop a little bit more. So I'm just gonna go ahead and I'm just gonna brighten up some of these rocks in this area. I'm gonna brighten up some of the sky, and then I'm also gonna brighten up this lake a little bit. And a good tip for this is actually if you press T on the keyboard, this menu pops up and you can choose show select mask overlay. So I'm just gonna select that. And what that's going to do is it's going to show me the area that I've already painted on, and it's going to turn out red. You'll see as I keep painting, it's going to make that area red. So we'll paint the top of these rocks. Another little tip is actually if you bring this menu over, you can see this navigator tool and you can zoom in on that as you want, and that's going to allow you to be more precise with what you're painting on. So if I want to zoom in to this mountain over here, and I just want to paint some of that to be a little bit brighter. And also you can increase the size of your brush with these bracket keys or just by scrolling up and down on your mouse pad. And notice I'm trying to keep the darker areas not painted because we're doing the lighter tool, but I'm just going to go ahead and finish painting off the areas that I want painted, and then I'll show you it when it's done. Alright, so we're going to unselect that, and as you can see, if I go brighter, you can see the different areas that are getting brighter, and then if I go darker, you can see they're dark. But I'm just going to bump this up a little bit. I'm going to bump it up to around 0.6, and then we're going to go ahead and do some burning. So I'm going to go over here to this mask, and you can see new, so I'll click that. And instead of dodge, I'm going to go up here to burn and select that. And then I'm just going to go and do the exact same thing, except over the areas that I want to be darkened. So I'm just going to go ahead, paint some of these rocks here. This whole area down here I kind of want to be dark. And then again, if we click this show selected mask overlay, we can see the areas that I've painted. And I'm actually going to go ahead and paint these trees down here just a little bit. Alright, so that's going to do it for this. We'll unselect that. And then as you can see, these rocks are popping out just a lot more. And then next up, I'm going to do the lake. This is going to be to make some of that color pop, some of these blues. So that's what you focus on when you first see the image. So again, I'm going to go over here to mask and I'm going to go to new, and we're just going to start painting this lake. Alright, so as you can see, the lake is now all highlighted or painted, and then all I'm going to do is I'm going to bump up the exposure a little bit more, and as you can see, that's bringing out the blue a little bit. It's making it pop. It's making that pop. We're just going to up the contrast a little bit as well, and then bring up the whites, bring down these blacks, just to keep the trees all blended as I wanted them before. And then something that I've been doing a lot recently is actually bringing down the clarity on things like lakes or stuff like that, and it kind of gives this really cool flowy effect. You got some helicopters moving in. And then from here, what I like to do is once I've highlighted everything that I want to highlight, I go in and I readjust those basic edits that I did at the beginning, and then I'll go back over the brushes that I've added to the photo just to really make certain things stand out. Alright, so now you can see this photo has changed quite a bit, and now we're just going to go back through our previous brush tools and make it how we liked it before. And I'm actually going to erase what I did on the mountain because I was able to solve the problem of this being not bright enough with a radial filter. So if you do want to erase anything, you have to scroll down here and click on erase, and then you can kind of just erase it like an eraser. I'm actually going to go ahead and add a little clarity as well. And that's what's cool about the brush tool is you can add a ton of different things to your photos. So you can add clarity and contrast or highlights or shadows, and you can add anything wherever you want it to be. Just a good frame of reference. Wherever your light source is coming from, always try and keep whatever is facing that direction to be light, and then wherever there is shadows, try and keep that area dark. Alright, and that's pretty much it. That's how you dodge and burn in Lightroom. Literally just with the brush tool. You can learn it in Photoshop, but I find it is so much easier in Lightroom. So yeah, I think that's pretty much all I'm going to do with this image as far as dodging and burning goes. I hope the next time you guys are editing in Lightroom, you give this a shot. I think the brush tool is a great way to just make your photos stand out a little bit more. Definitely try it out with portraits, landscape photography, street photography, pretty much whatever you're editing. I think it's a great way to make your photos stand out. Anyways, that's going to be it from me. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you in the next video. Later!